हां, मयंक आहे का? गुड इव्हनिंग, गुड इव्हनिंग. नाही ठीक आहे, ठीक आहे. मी त्याला करतो, मेसेज करतो मी. त्याच्या दुसरा नंबर चालू आहे का आईचा त्याच्या? ओके, ओके. चलो. करतो मी नंतर. या. थोडं अर्जंट होतं म्हणून. ओके, बाय, बाय. Hello, all viewers. Welcome to the sixth Khelo Chess India team battle, and this tournament is going to start. It will be displayed soon, probably. So we
10,
are just waiting
9,
for
8,
an
7,
update.
6,
Yeah, it's
5,
starting now, guys.
4,
So stay
3,
tuned.
2, 1, 0.
Okay, I have joined the tournament. I am waiting for the pairings to happen, and I just have one little fear with my in my mind that the server should not go down like yesterday. I am waiting for pairing to get assigned. Let us just check if any game is going on. So no games assigned yet. LiChess is facing heavy issues with their server right now. I am just waiting for a game to get started. So I can see a comment. Joseph, hi Joseph. You sir now match how okay you want to watch the match, Joseph. That's right, but I am waiting for the games to get started. No pairings yet. Shakti is saying no pairings yet. Yes, no pairings yet. Okay, so the game has started. I have been paired against a 2300 rated player from Gujarat Lions. On the left hand side, you can see my ID over here. So, this match, I'm just going to try and play as safe as possible. Not to take or not to experiment much, just a symmetrical opening. And okay, and so knight takes e4 is one of the standard moves. Actually, I missed it in the first place, but let's try to play this game now. This condition is not good. So bishop g4 is played in this move in this position, and threat is now e4 after bishop g4. So in that case, I have to play queen e2 and try to avoid this e4 pawn push. So nd4 is now expected, but if nd4, then queen takes e5 and bishop takes f3. I cannot capture g takes f3 because knight takes f3. My queen will be hanging on e5. I have to capture the uh, okay, so what is black trying to do? nd4. Okay, e5 he has defended now, so that if nd4 I cannot capture the e5 pawn. I should avoid my knight, this knight to come on knight g1. Now e4 is kind of expected. Let me play h3 first. Try to drive away this bishop as far away as possible. I'm okay if this structure gets damaged. Uh, okay, that's a good one. So now if I capture the bishop, he can capture the knight and my queen is pinned with this rook. And also the pawn is attacking my queen. So I cannot play bishop e3, he will capture my queen with the pawn. So I have to play something different here. So probably let me just try to experiment. I don't know if this works, but I have to find something over here. I just can't sit back and relax. I have to find some move to survive. So if I capture the queen, he is going to capture with the pawn, and then I can take the rook, rook check. Can it queen? Can the come back? Back? Yes, I think so. Hear the commentary. Just let me know in the comment section if you're not able to hear the commentary. Okay, so I'm going to be a piece down now. So just trying to put some pressure on the queen king side of black here. by putting the rooks in the h file. The knight on g6 is very well placed. I want to use some move using which I can do some kind of double attack or something on that knight over there. So if I play knight h7, then the knight is attacked, right? Knight has to move, or king can come to f7, rook can come to e6. If rook e6, then again I can play. Oh, knight f4 check was there. I did not see that coming. Okay, so now how will black continue? Rook f8 is not possible because of knight takes f8. So Sahil is commenting pairing is not working. So Sahil, pairing is working right now. I am into the game. Others should also be able to play their games, respective games. So this is generally the time when the West wakes up. West means the America and Canada and other countries. So in that, okay. So now, what are the moves? What options do I have? Do I have here? So if I play knight g6, let me just double up the rooks. So this is the time when the West wakes up early morning in the America and other nations, Canada and America. So in that case, oh, do I have something here? So knight f6 check, g takes f6. Yep, let me just try this. So in that case, there is huge load on the servers with people logging in early morning from their homes. Most of the people are home right now. So we from right from the Asia, Africa and America and other nations all are playing the chess from home now. So there is generally a lot of pressure on the server to handle so many requests at this time. Now there would be a problem about the f2 pawn, right? So what can I play? Intense time pressure. G3 is hanging, guys. Yeah, I just realized that G3 was hanging. Let me just try to put the knight here. Pawn takes. Bishop goes back, and now let's try to attack this pawn twice. This is already winning because black is having a couple of this passer, e-pawn passer, which is well supported. And yes, he will try to push those pawns very fast now. And there is no way I can defend it, right? I cannot find any way to defend those pawns, passing pawns. On top of that, I do have the time pressure as well. G7 pawn is hanging, and yep, the rook will be taken for free. Right. So this is a lost position, guys, and I don't think I should continue. Okay, let's go back to the tournament and watch other games. So this is another game which is being played by between Vivek and Kishore King, Chess Blasters versus Gujarat Lions. What happened over here in the opening? Let's quickly go back to the opening. So d4, d5, c4, e6, and c3. So black has won the game. Just quickly, we'll check what happened in the opening here. d4, d5, c4, e6, and c3, and f6, bishop g5, bishop e7. This is a queen's gambit decline line. e3, castles, knight f3, knight d7, bishop d3, h6, bishop h4, a6. So a6 is one of the lines wherein black tries to capture the pawn on c4 and then play b5. Castles, pawn takes, bishop takes, and now b5. Yes, so this is what happens when you play a6 and bishop goes to b7. So all these tempos of b5 tempo is important here, that black gains one tempo of b5 and attacks that bishop on c3 knight. So these pawns are a bit crooked now. The pawn on e5 and pawn on c3, those are the weak pawns, and black should try to attack those pawns as much as possible. So in between, guys, there was this one trap. If queen takes a2, this queen takes a2, then bishop h7 check was available. So these traps you have to keep in mind when the bishop is on c2, queen is on a2, and the pawn is hanging over here. This check gives away your free piece. So just make sure that whenever you are playing, don't give away such pieces easily. So this is again a miss from white side. So this bishop was actually pinned on e5, and after capturing the rook, the queen was gone for free. So let's go back to the tournament and check the next game. I am also waiting to get a game assigned to me. Okay, so there are two players right now. This Gujarat from Gujarat Lions 2300 rating player SO3467, and congrats, you lost to me. That is from Khelo Chess India, my team. So let's quickly check, guys, what happened in the opening. White played d4, e6, bishop f4, d5, e3, knight d2, bishop d6, bishop g3, c5, knight f3, knight c6, c3. This is a London system type of game. And pawn takes, and h6, bishop e2, rook b8. Rook b8 idea, I'm not sure why rook b8 is played. I'll just open this in new tab. In case a game gets assigned to me, it will let me know. So a3, and now this structure actually is something that black can target the c5 pawn, and but right now it's well supported. Center is what black will be favorable in most with this d5 and e5 pawns. Now the e5 pawn is hanging because the knight on c6 is pinned. Bishop d7, queen is supporting e5, no problem. So rook e1, castles, queen c2, and knight b4. So this is a trap, or this is a very good tactic, guys. If you see that the bishop on b5 was hanging, and hence black captured the pawn on b4, c takes b4, and bishop takes b5. Knight b3, b6, queen c3, a4, knight d2, rook e8, rook e1, and rook c8. So guys, just give me a moment. I have got a game, I think. Yes, it's my turn. I've got a game against Chess Lover. Chess Lover is from Gujarat Lions again, and I am from Khelo Chess India team. So if you guys are watching this and if you want to play as well, so you're most welcome to join my team. I have made a video on how to uh, the join the teams, any team you want. Even you can create your own team. It's very easy, nothing to be worried about. It is very few steps. In about 2 or 3 minutes, you should be able to create your own team and to join as well. Okay, so far I have just developed, and I can see that black is wasting a lot of moves here with this b5 and knight a6, knight c7. So such wastage of moves should be avoided as much as possible. Let me bring my knight into the game. Okay, e6, and now let me just take the pawn. If bishop captures, now I have chance to play e4. Now the knight is pinned, hence it cannot capture the e4 pawn with the help of bishop. Previously bishop was on e7, hence the e4 was not possible in the game. But right now I can play that. There is a tactic, right? Bishop takes f2, king takes f2, knight g4 check. In case this knight was not there on f3, then it might have worked. And this queen, of course, was not there on e2. So black has put his bishop back on e7. It means that this e4 is now capturable from black side. If I just push my pawn and try to attack the knight, knight can go to d5, and then I can probably capture the bishop on. Yeah, let me try that. Chess lover is gone offline, guys. I can claim victory in 30 seconds. Let me wait for chess lover to come back. I won't like to win in this way. Just give him 20 seconds more. If not, then I'll win the game. We can go back and check what happened in this game. Okay, let's go back actually. So black has won this game, but we were in the middle of game when we were. Okay, so chess lover is back. Okay, I have not claimed the victory. Bishop takes e7, knight takes e7, and now I can play my queen to d3. There is a small, actually a hidden trap here. Yes, so that's what saved black, but I'll just try to attack this knight now. I want to play h5 and then try for a small trap. Okay, and now no, I don't think so. That trap is working right away. I have to play b3 first for that trap to work. Now c4. I just want this knight to go away. But knight f4 is not possible. Knight has to go on c7 or b6, right? Knight b4 is not possible because of knight takes b4. And so pawn takes, pawn takes. Where is this knight going to go? And after that, there is a small trap. Can you guys try to find out what is a trap? This is the position wherein white to play and make a good move on the board. So that move is, guys, knight to g5. This is what I was looking for. This bishop on b7 is hanging, and at this moment, this knight and queen are threatening to deliver a checkmate over here. So if h6, it is a check and mate on h7. But just in case if h6 was not played, g6 was played to stop this mate, then we could have captured this bishop for free. So this was the trap, guys. This bishop was hanging, so black has resigned. Let me just go back to the tournament. And yeah, let me pause and complete this game first, which we were using in between. So rook c8, queen b2, bishop d3, pawn takes, queen takes, and knight takes e5. So here e5 was hanging after queen moved from c7 to b6, placed on e4, and with the time when this e5 knight moves, there can be a sacrifice on f2, knight takes f2, and queen cross e3 with the support of rook. So probably that might have happened in the game later on. I'm not sure. Let's just check quickly. Knight takes, rook takes, f6, and knight f3, bishop c6, e5, queen e6, pawn takes, rook takes, and queen e3. Okay, it was a bishop versus knight ending. So this exchange should not have been done by black, I think. By black, okay, by white. Okay, so black won this game after a blunder here, but it was a very well actually. You can white could have gone for this queen c8 and queen f5 perpetual over here probably. Okay, let's go back to the tournament, guys, and watch another games or just check who all are. Let me just check the comments first. If any, I don't know, okay, commentary is clear. That's good. So let me just go back and check who are leading now. The Chess Blasters are leading now. Sony Atharva is leading with 8 points. Khelo Chess India, congrats, you lost to me, is leading with 6 points. 7 Star Online Players Swapnil is leading right now with 8 points. Gujarat Lions is leading with NHBP is leading with 5 points, number four, and Black Knight and Malegaon Chess. I'm not sure why Malegaon Chess has not joined. None of the players have joined the tournament. Okay, now let us just go back and check few games who all are playing. So we have a game between NHBP and Sony Tharwa. So what happened in the game? E4, G6, D4, Bishop G7, Knight F3, D6. This is a perk defense. NH6, castles, F6, H3, Knight E7, Knight F7. This I think is called as hippopotamus defense. If I'm not sure, can you Google out, guys? Hippopotamus defense. It's a funny name, but that's what I think the defense is called. E5. So this is main idea behind these moves NH6 and NF7. First F file is Rook D1. Rook D1 I think is Queen takes E4. So why this pawn was given free? Is there a trap there? Let's just watch next few moves. C6, bishop goes back, queen e6. Now I like these two bishops who are sitting on e3 and e4. Both bishops are very strong, and sometime in the future, these two bishops are going to provide some tactics to white. So bishop c5 has been played the last move, and rook on f8 is under attack. C4. White I think is in bit of time pressure because he is playing in the berserk mode. There is no increment for white, and queen f6. Okay, knight is now joining the party by trying to attack the e5 square. Yeah, this should be manageable for black now. The bishops are off the board. That bishop on d3 was a killing bishop on g6 and h7, that entire diagonal light squared bishop, but it's off the board now. And this should be manageable for black if black doesn't make any blunder. So guys, in such positions, how would you think? How would you like to continue? You have to devise some strategy in just to make sure c2 queen is hanging. C2 queen was hanging, so that's a blunder from white side. I think that's time pressure which is uh, causing such blunders. Okay, but let's go back to tournament now and check what's happening on the table. Chess Blasters are still leading, and seven-star online players have now taken the lead. They were on third position. Khelo Chess India was on second positions, but they have just moved to the second position. And there is a huge difference between the Chess Blasters and Gujarat Lions. Gujarat Lions is now on second. Again, just putting seven-star online players on third position. Chess Blasters are leading with 33 points, a huge gap between Chess Blasters and the second place Gujarat Lions now. So let's check how these guys are going to cope up with the stress. The Gujarat Lions, they have been leading and winning a lot of tournaments in this week. Let's go back and check the Kagwa Master, who is from Chess Blasters. I think he's playing against Abhilaksh. This should not be a very tough game. He is playing in the Berserk mode, so it is interesting. Well, let's just check what happened in here. So it was a Scandinavian defense: e4, d5, e takes d5, queen takes d5, knight c3, knight f3, h3, c6, bishop c4, bishop f5, castles e6, d3, bishop d6, rook e1, knight d7, knight d4. The f5 bishop is now hanging. This is one of the good lines, guys. If you are preparing against Scandinavian d3 line, a lot of guys play d3, and the lines are very good actually. So black is playing well till now, but I don't understand the black queen dancing over there. He should have played rook e8 straight away. So this is still This is winning for actually black. If black just manages to survive for next 20 seconds, he can beat actually the Kagua Master. Kagua Master, I think, is from Mexico, and he is also organizing a lot of online tournaments. We so this tournament has attracted a global audience. Keep that in mind, guys. So these games and this broadcast is going all around the world. So black white has managed to give a perpetual check, and it's a draw, a very well defended by black side. So he is just 1149 rated, and he was 2080, so almost 1900 ratings gap, but a good play from black side. Let's go back. We already have a. Let me join and try to play a game. Still 32 minutes, a long time. Still 7 to 8 games can happen. So I'm just trying to bring in the chat section to the. So this chat section was not visible on the live broadcast which we are doing now. The chat which is happening in the background. So that chat should come over here sometime on the right hand side. Okay. So until the game is getting assigned, let's just go back and check who is leading on the personal, that is the individual level. So Kagwa Master is from Chess Blasters Mexico. He is leading right now with 15 points, followed by Suni Atharva on 12 from Chess Blasters. So Chess Blasters are currently leading all the three players. They are leading individually this tournament. So I am paired up with Rocking Tanma. He's playing from Champions of Chess. I am waiting for him to make a move. E4. Let me just try to play C6 Karokan defense and just try to play something different here, not the normal Karokan. Knight B6. Let me just try to attack the pawn on E4, guys. Bishop D3 is expected now. E5, D takes E5, D takes E5, Knight Queen takes, and Knight E5 should be okay for me. So now, yeah, Bishop E3. Is there a trap? Am I getting the E4 pawn for free now? Yes, I think so. Let me capture the E4 pawn. Now Bishop D3 is expected. I'll just put my knight back on F6. No adventures, just simple chess. And now I think Queen D2 and long castles was something I was expecting, but that's okay. C4. My bishops are not active. Let me just play the bishop and try to get it exchanged. Take my knight. I'm just trying to cope up with my. I'm back in development. I just want to cope up with that. So a pawn on c5, whom will it benefit? If I capture the c5 pawn, knight takes c5, pawn takes c5. Yeah, if pawn takes c5 will be a blunder. Knight takes c5 is forced. After knight takes c5, knight takes c5, d takes c5, and can I play queen a5, rook d1? Yeah, looks nice actually. Let me just capture this. This is a blunder, guys. Knight e5. There is a four pawn queen and bishop. I'll just capture this bishop now with my queen. Yep, with my queen. Yes. Queen g3. Queen g3 was interesting, right, guys? Queen g3 was attacking this knight, and if I capture with the knight, then rook d1 is possible, pinning this knight, and probably then it won't be simple to save this knight. And bishop can move, and just rook takes knight is simple there. So yeah, queen g3 was better, but queen g3 can be met by knight h5 probably. Yes, knight h5 was there. Let's go back to the tournament and wait for the next game to get assigned. Okay, I have got assigned. I am playing with Kishore. Let me just try to play knight f6. So Kishore is playing in Brosak mode. h4 and h6. Bishop f4 d5. Let me just take the knight back and play c5. Queen b6. Queen b3 is expected. Oh, queen c1 was played. No problem. Let me play bishop f5, avoiding this bishop d3. Knight c6. Knight e5. I cannot find any certain threat. Let me just capture this. And now rook goes to c1. Pawn takes. e6. I just have to play as simple as I can, not to experiment, just play simple chess. Knight f3 is expected now. g4. g4 is was not expected actually. What would the g4 mean here? He's trying to just attack my bishop. If I just put my bishop at 7 on h7, then g5. I think I'm okay with this. Can I capture the pawn? Queen takes and queen f4, f3, queen g3, king h1, queen takes h4. And yeah, I can capture actually, but let's try to play defend it, not give any chances for white, because that's what he wants. Now g5 is expected. A g5, because the g4 pawn is hanging now. Knight e4, interesting move. Knight e5, he is defending the g4 pawn in this way. Let me just try to put my knight here. Queen f4 is possible now, right? Queen f4 and queen takes f7. Queen f4. Okay, that's the move. If I play, let me play f6 now. I just want to make an entry in the. I want to open up this pawns. So knight g. Queen g3 check was possible. I missed it. I missed queen g3 check, and now e6 will be hanging. Guys, just okay. Let's try to give this check first and capture the h4 pawn. Let me just simplify now. Queen takes h4. If rook takes g7, then yeah, I have a check here on h1 as well as h2. If queen g6 check, queen takes. Okay, what is the plan here? e6 is hanging, I know. So if I play queen h1 check, king f2, e6 and g7 both are in question right now. Okay, let me just play rook c6 because queen b5 check is also possible. Queen g6, queen takes, rook takes, and king f7, a simple move to defend the g7 pawn. And now g5, rook check. This is now manageable, guys. This is not at all something that I'm concerned about. I have good pawn structure. I have an extra pawn as well. Ending is approaching. White is under time pressure. So I will just swing my rook to the open file. I should have played rook c7 actually. I could have. Okay, I don't want to give this rook an entry here, so rook will now go back to e2. Oh, c3 is free. Let me capture c3. And now pawn push because the f3 is pinned. Let me attack the rook. Rook moves and first a check here, and then attacking the this pawn so that a7 is not hanging after rook takes b7. Check. King will come up, and I'll give a check again. This is a check and mate, guys. Okay, a nice game. So let's go back to the tournament. I'll pause for a moment. I'll just check what's happening in the top boards. So Kagwa Master is playing with Varun Balupur. And let's go back and check what happened in the opening here. So d4, d5, knight, bishop f4, e6, bishop d6, bishop g3, bishop takes, pawn takes 3, bishop d3, bishop d7, c3, c5. So black is playing for equality here. A very good space gain on queen side by black. e4. e4 is a good break, guys. This is something that we can learn from this game. That whenever you're stuck and you're having less space, now you can see black has conquered most of the space on the queen side. So at such times there are two ways you can play. Either you can take the space on other side, that is I think is a bit dodgy move. e6, not hanging, but knight can capture f7. Yeah, this is simple winning for white now. So f5 was the problem, guys. f5 was not, should not have been played in the first place. Guys, I just check those who are watching if you are still able to comment in the comment section. I try to change some settings. If you're not able to comment, I will assume that settings are not working and you're not able to comment right now in the comment box. Oh, nice move, queen f7, and now pinning by the rook. And also, yeah, d7 is winning now. So rook takes f7 and pawn d7. So going back to the tournament, guys, let me just join back. And so Chess Blasters are leading right now with 42 points, and Gujarat Lions are inching very closer to Chess Blasters, just a difference of 8 points. And I think in 20 minutes, if Gujarat Lions keep the pace of winning, they will be able to reach the number one spot. On number three, we that's my team, Khelo Chess India, and we are leading on. We are on number three. 25 is a huge difference between number one and number three. Number one is 42. So Kagwa Master, man from Mexico. Let's try to play e4 against Kagwa Master. I think he plays French or okay, he's trying to go berserk mode, and this is probably going to be a perk defense. So the setup I am playing here is kind of Grand Prix attack if you have seen against Sicilian Dragon. Okay, Grand Prix attack is a very common attack you will see in many games happening, at least at the lower rated sides. On GM level, I don't remember if I have seen any mm, Grand Prix attacks happening. Sorry, guys, I'm thinking in between, so I'm taking a pause in my sentences. So e5 is playable now? No, knight takes e5 is possible. So I have to guard the e5 square to play the d4. And if I play d4 now, it will go into a Austrian attack against. Oh, queen b6 check is possible. Let me just try to block this b5 square first. I don't like that b5 square, b6 and b5. Okay, now let me play bishop e3, b5. I can capture on b6, knight takes, and I'll get this pawn free on e6 now. c5, and now I think e5 is possible. d5, d5, knight d5. Yeah, I think I can play e5 now. But the b2 pawn is hanging. b2 pawn is hanging. I should take care of my b2 pawn here. Knight d5, and let's just. But the e5 pawn is also hanging, right? So b2 and e5 both are hanging in this case. So if I play bishop c4, okay, let me just play bishop c5 here. I know this is not the best way to continue, but I'm just trying to put some pressure by creating these passers on the queen side. I have to play d4 now to secure the c5, e5, and d4 squares. Okay, and now bishop is. Let me just put the bishop back on c4. I want to bring this bishop back into the game. This bishop is not helping on a6. It has to be brought back into the game, and now I think I can play move like rook to e7. This will attack the f7 square thrice now. How to defend this f7 square now? Knight e7 probably, or pawn to f5. Oh, the f8 rook is also hanging. I did not see that. F8 rook is under pressure now, and if I play d4, if I play d4 now, bishop. Oh, that's a blunder. I have made a blunder, guys. I don't know. I just got distracted by one of the calls that is coming to me right now. This is a blunder. Overconfidence and distractions all at the same time. Can't help it. Let us just try to play simple now. Not to experiment, just try to exchange the pieces, go into a comfortable ending, and try to not give away the free pieces. Now, knight is threatening to go nowhere. I would just like to exchange the pieces now. And probably rook d1 check is there, but what's happening after rook d1? c4, knight d4, knight d4 is now coming, right? So probably c3 first, check. Mm-hmm. F2. I just need to keep playing now. Let me just bring my king near to these passers first. Now rook d2. I just want to. Knight e4 is playable now, right? That's what I missed actually. Knight e4 check, and then h4 g3. Let's play bishop here. Rook check, king moves, rook takes pawn. And now, oh, rook c5 is not a good move. Knight check, and let me just start pushing the pawns now. Yep, that's the game for me. And now let's just check some of the games. So Khelo Chess India is back on 3. Chess Blasters are now on 46. The gap is narrowing down very quickly between Chess Blasters and Gujarat Lions. Now it's just 6 points between both the teams. Previously it was 8 about 20 minutes back. So let's just check what is happening now with Sony Atharva. He's leading on by 15 points. Let us check his latest game. It's a draw. Oh, that's a draw with 2300 player. That is a very nice result. And NHPP is something that we have just started. Let us just check this game. D4, knight f6. The d4 pawn is hanging, right? The bishop is on g7 can now capture the d4 pawn after white recapture. So c3 is generally played before you go for any break or adventure. White should have played c3 before and then gone for the variations and experimentation. Before London system, I think there was a similar system, not exactly same, but on similar lines there was a Cole system. Long back, I had seen in some book actually. Probably The Road to Chess Mastery was one of the books by Max UV. Long back, around 20 years back, I had seen that game. But it's also small. It's a closed system actually, Cole system, which you can try in your games when you're playing against high-rated players. This is the same game which we are seeing now. Similar system. It's the Cole system. You can just Google out COLLE Cole system. Okay, so commentary has a lag. That's what I can see as a latest comment. Okay, guys, but we have to manage with that as of now. That is something that I cannot fix from my side. The net connection is okay. It's probably the problem with the streaming software. That could be the reason. Who is better here, guys? Pawns or the bishop pair? The pawns on c5, d4, or the bishop pair? Which one would you like to play with? Do you like the pawns on c4, c5, and d4, or the two bishops that white has? I think black is certainly better now. The bishop on f6 is going to get exchanged. Probably even after f6, it can go for free now. The bishop will be pinned after f6. f6 after f6, what can white play? White can play bishop c4. Bishop c4 and try to capture the knight on d5 by pinning it. So okay, black has already sorted it out. Opposite colored bishops are always tricky in the endings. Okay, if you are exchanging all the pieces now, it will take some special play to get a win from opposite colored bishop ending, especially if when both players are very high rated players. It's not that easy to win in the opposite colored bishop endings. So if you guys haven't studied endings, or if you feel it boring, most of the players I have seen that they don't like to study end games. They'll study a lot of openings, a lot of puzzles, but when it comes to end games, they just don't like it. But for that, I have a solution, guys. If you haven't checked out one of my videos of chessendgames.net, do check out that video. In that video, I have mentioned how you can practice your endgames against stockfish, directly against stockfish. You don't need any coach, any tutor. Everything is available on that website. As I said before, this is not going to be an easy ending because both bishops are well placed, centralized bishops. Unless someone sacrifices a pawn or rook for bishop, none of the players can take a win. So c2 was now hanging actually. D3 is now D3 now can be a difference in the game, guys. I think white should have captured with the a pawn. Now D3 is going to make a difference. D3 pawn, the D pawn. Probably now black king can come to a2 square. After making his bishop safe, he can come to the a2 square and try to capture the pawn on a2, or just try to put some pressure over there on the queen side. Bishop g3 check is also available. So if now bishop g3 check, king will go to g2 or f1, and it will drive white's king away from d3. So this bishop e8 move actually is in favor of black. Actually, I think so, because this, yes, that was the trap there. Now the d2 rook is gone with the bishop f4 check. So this bishop, moving the bishop from g6 square was not at all a good idea. He should have kept the bishop on g6 and guarded this d3 square with his bishop. Let's go back to the tournament, guys, and try to join back to help my team. So right now, Gujarat Lions, as I said before, that they could overtake the Chess Blasters, and they have done it. They are leading now by 2 points. So Chess Blasters have to increase their speed of winning now if they want to win this tournament. And then 7-star online players are on 37. Khelo Chess India is on 36. So Khelo Chess India, my team, we can also cop up again if we win a couple of games now. And then we have champions of chess, Kingslayer, Board Conquerors, and Black Knight. So I'm just waiting for a pairing. On right hand side, you can see a game between Congrats You Lost to Me and NHBP 2098. Let us check this game. Meanwhile, the game gets assigned. So what happened in the opening? Okay, so white is 2300 player SO3467. I think the name is Sohel if I'm not wrong, and he is playing in Berserk mode right now. Just 40 seconds remaining, and pieces are black is exchange up, right? Yeah, black is exchange up, and now c4 is hanging. C4 is not hanging. Sorry. So c4 was supported by rook a3, but now rook a8 and queen can go to b4, b5 and save itself. So now white has these two pawns on the queen side, a and b pawns, which can be, if bishop takes b5, a takes b5, rook takes b5, should be playable, right? So white resigned, and I think it's time for the next game. Let's check. Just last 4 minutes remaining, guys. Okay, I got a game. Let me play in the Berserk mode as quickly as possible and try to win this game. Put some pressure on black. F4 is something that white likes over here. I just want to play aggressive, even though